Welcome back to the Hampshire Woodshop. This is part 5 of our wall shelf build, and here it is all glued up. It's where we left the last video as I was gluing up. And I gotta tell you, YouTube is a stickler for their, copyrighted material. Evidently I had Adele playing in the background and it flagged it and muted the whole thing, so I apologize for that on the last video. Today what we're going to do is we're going to plane our shelves to match the sides. So that's what I've done that here and here, and I saved this one to do on camera. So let's go ahead and get started with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line, a straight edge from here to here. That'll give me a line to plane to. All right. All right, that's a better camera angle. All right, let's go ahead and get started on this. Oh my goodness. Well, I gotta also apologize for my last video. I heard complaints that it was so long. So anyway, I apologize for that. think that looks pretty good. All right, well, okay, it looks like we're looking pretty good here. Ready to be hit with some sandpaper. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to hit this whole thing with I think some 100 grit sandpaper, and then probably finish it up with 150. Now, I will not be using a random orbital or anything. This is strictly by hand tools only. Okay, I'm back. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut a rabbit with my little rabbit plane here on the back. This is one of my back panels for the shelf. So let's go ahead and start cutting. I've already have it set up. Where am I? There we go. I gotta set my fence up better. Okay, try it again. I had to set my board in better. It was moving around, so back at it. That feels better. Does everybody else out there think this tool is as cool as I think it is? I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty awesome at the job that it does. Just about there. That's it. All right. That's my last back panel with the rabbit cut in. I'll get the camera set up in a different place, and we'll nail this thing onto the back. All right. Okay, here it is, the shelf with two of the boards nailed on. In the center one, I have a wider board in the center of the piece, and then I'll have the two narrower boards on each side. Let me bring you in here. I hope you can see that. I put the bead right there, as well as, oh my goodness, all this right here. So I cut that bead with that same plane, just with a beading bit in there, beading knife, and you've seen me cut beads before, so I didn't feel necessary to do it on camera. But let's go ahead and start nailing this thing into place. Well, we're not going to be able to nail it into place just yet, but we do have to get it to fit. We cut it square here, and then cut it to length up there. So that'll be our first order of business. Right, the first thing I want to do is I want to cut this in square right here. That'll be my first thing I do. Alright, that's good. Yeah, I'd say that's looking reasonable. Okay. let's see how we did. Fits, and it fits well. Very nice. It's like that. I'm happy. I had expected to have to take it to the plane again. Alright. Let's hit it with some sandpaper. We'll hit it with some sandpaper and then we'll nail it on. Now I'm not looking to really get it smooth, especially the back here. My idea was, I took my scrub plane and I planed the board down to the thickness I wanted, and I kind of like the texture of that scrub plane look. And we've got some real chatter, something going on right there, tear out. But I'm going to use that as a design element. I like the look of it. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get it to look like the rest of the piece with the texture in it. So that was 100 grit, and here's some 150. And that's it. That's as much as we need to do. Alright, let's nail it on. Like to keep a gap right here on just so you have a little bit of room for expansion, contraction. With these hand cut, well, they're not cut, they're traditional, made to look like cut nails, or hand forged nails. You'll see that it's narrow there, fat that way. Can you see that at all? Let me bring it a little closer, I guess. See, it's wider there and narrow that way. So what I want to do is I don't want it to go across the grain like this, because it has a tendency to split out, especially close to the edge, the end of the board. You have it like this, it doesn't split out nearly as readily. So that's what we got to do. We got to orientate it, the nail, with the grain. Good. Well, this is the last day that I can work on this cabinet because tomorrow I have to load up for the Mount Sunapee Fair, held every year in Mount Sunapee, New Hampshire. So that's a bit of a plug for it. If you are in the area for New Hampshire, and this is 2016 for the future watchers, and you can make it to the Mount Sunapee Fair, hey, I hope you stop by and say hi. Let me know. This is my 3rd year taking part in this fair. It's a real good fair. Lots of good, well-respected craftsmen in their field. It's not just furniture. There's a lot of glass blowers, jewelry makers, all that kind of thing. It's an excellent fair if you like well-made, handcrafted items. You gotta give it a shot. And if you do show up, please say hi. Stop by 625, or I think it's 725. My booth number is 725. And there we go. What do you think? Not too bad. I kind of like it. When I first designed this deal, this wall cabinet up, I never thought about what I'm going to do here. So I really kind of need to do something here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time drawing different profiles, and when I come up with something, I'll let you know. I'll see you. Okay, here we are. I came up with the design. I cut one side out, as you can see. It's pretty. I think it's a pretty nice design. We'll see when it's all done. I did half of it. And here is the other half. How I went about doing that is I came up with the design on just half of it. When I got to what I liked, I used some of this tracing paper, transferred the design onto that, and then cut it out and transferred it to my work. So they should be pretty doggone close to being identical from this side to this side. Alright, so now the first thing I got to do is cut out the shape with a coping saw. And you all know how much I enjoy using a coping saw. For you new ones, not very much. But sometimes it's the best tool for the job. Okay, that's that. Now we have to make it look good. Okay, now it's set up, but you're on the back side of the piece, so you can't see the line. But that's the best I could do. So, we'll get along with that. The best way I found to get this down close is with my drawing knife, believe it or not. I just have to be really careful and follow my line, and I can get real close. And then I can just finish up with some sandpaper. With the bevel down, you can steer this thing a little better. Actually, a whole lot better. Oh, whoops, that won't do it. Now that will do it. Okay. Okay, before I lose all the memory in my memory card, I will turn you off and come back when we go to the next step. Alright, see you. Alright. Let's put some finish. Let's put some paint on. Okay. Here's my paint. It's milk paint. I just mixed it up. Barn red. And I think we'll paint the inside, the back. Milk paint comes in a powder, a dry powder, and you mix it with water, and they give you a preferred ratio, water to milk paint, and I think I put a little too much powder in. So I'll just simply add a little bit more water. I think that, oh yeah, much better. The great thing about milk paint over like latex is it sands. You can take a little bit of sandpaper to it, 320, 220, and it just sands so nicely, which makes painting stress-free. If you happen to get a little run or a bubble or something, right at the end of the world. But you end up having to go do 2, maybe sometimes even 3 coats. So there is a trade-off. Okay, that's the first coat, dried, and it's been sanded. I'm going to show you where I sanded through in a few places. Like right there, right up on top there. Got a few places I sanded through it. I'm not worried about that because, like I said before, I got at least 2 coats to put on. The first coat is like a sealer coat. It really takes care of raising the grain and just kind of getting a base seal on, and then after that, the rest of the coats go on really nice. So that's what I'm expecting on this one. So that's that. All right, I'll go ahead and start putting on a coat. And one thing, if you notice, the color is really dull right now. I'm telling you, it looks bad until it looks great. So just stay faithful. We'll get this thing looking good. After we get all done painting with the milk paint, once that's dry, we'll put a coat of boiled linseed oil on over the whole thing. And that's really going to make it rich. I will show you that before we're done here. All right, see you. Here she is with the second coat. It looks pretty good. The back will get a coat when I'm done with the front. There you go. So I've got myself some 400 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to lightly go over it. Try not to sand through the edges of the corners. Still a little bit rough, a little bit shiny in certain areas, so I won't get all that flat. So that's what the sandpaper's for. Real light. Yeah, that feels good. And remember how I said it's going to get ugly before it gets pretty? Now I'm getting it ugly again. But when we put the linseed oil on, it will look really nice. It will look really pretty. At least that's the plan. All right. Look at that. Isn't that much prettier? Is that a right word? I'm just applying some boiled linseed oil. It's been thinned down a little bit with mineral spirits. I'm putting it on with 4/0 steel wool. It kind of rubs it in. Also takes off whatever little roughness I happen to leave behind. It's a good way to go. After letting it letting the linseed oil sit on here for 5 or so minutes. I'll go through and wipe it all down with a dry rag. Of course, my air compressor had to kick on as soon as I wanted to start talking. That's nice. That looks really nice. Let me turn that off. So if you've never used milk paint before, I highly recommend giving it a try. It's probably not for everybody, but if you want a kind of an authentic color, a natural, organic type color, you can't beat milk paint. Also, it's very forgiving. It's forgiving paint. However, like I mentioned earlier, it's not something that's going to mimic latex. Alright, here is the finished piece. It's done. After 5 or 6 episodes and, I don't know, probably an hour and a half of videos, maybe even longer than that. It's done. I really think the design on the top came out really nice. And the milk paint looks really rich, which is something that I like. It's got a lot of interesting characteristics in the paint. Yeah, I think it was another successful hand tool project. Today I spent all day setting up my booth at the Mount Sunapee Craftsman's Fair, and I couldn't take this because I hadn't shot this video yet. I needed to be sure and get it done, because this thing I expect to walk away. I expect to sell it during the fair. So anyway, so that's why I probably look all stressed out, and that's why this video was kind of late in getting out there. So anyway, thank you very much for sticking through this process. I hope you enjoyed the series. I plan on starting another series, making a little shaker nightstand coming up soon. But I don't think it's going to be as long and drawn out as this one was. So we will see. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you're a subscriber, I appreciate that. And leave a comment. That'd be great. If you know somebody who would enjoy this type of stuff, let them know. And hey, the more the merrier. Okay, so next time, I'll see you on the New Hampshire Woodshop. Thanks.